How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me with another math lesson with Mr. Whitford. Today we continue diving into our unit 2, which is talking about multiplying and dividing integers. Hold on. Awesome. So we're going to continue diving into multiplying and dividing integers. Specifically, we're going to start talking about more PEMDAS, practicing adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, exponents, and even parentheses as we dive in. So if you have a unit packet with me, please, if you have the unit packet with you, please join me in looking at lesson 2.8. Looking at lesson 2.8. 2.8 says order of operations, PEMDAS, right? To start off with, as every lesson does, take a minute, pause the video if you need to, and complete the bell work. All right, let's dive in. So this says this. It says solve the two order of operations problems below. And as usual, you follow the order of operations in order to solve these problems. If I look at number one, and I'm going to do these with you, right? Number one says 9 divided by 3 squared minus 4 times 2. I notice that there's division, there's exponents, subtraction, and multiplication. Following the order of operations, I do want to deal with this exponent first. So I'm going to end up getting 9 divided by 9 minus 4 times 2. Okay, because I know 3 squared is 9, 3 times 3 is 9. Now I see I have division and I also have multiplication. Now they're not right next to each other, but still, just to keep the principle in order, I'm gonna do it from left to right. So I'm gonna deal with the division first and then deal with multiplication, okay? Because they're at the same level, right? 9 divided by 9 gives me 1, minus 4 times 2, and then 1 minus 8, for 4 times 2 is 8. 1 minus 8, or in other words, referring back to unit 1, it's 1 plus negative 8, right? Whether you use counters or you use absolute value, you would get the answer of negative 7, okay? As your answer. That's a 7. I'm so sorry. Okay? Looking at B, once again, I'm going to start with exponents because I have subtraction, exponents, division, and addition. I'm going to deal with the exponents first. I get 4 minus 25 divided by 25 plus 3. I'm going to deal with the division next. So 4 minus 1 plus 3. And then I'm going to deal with subtraction and then addition from left to right, because addition and subtraction are on the same level. So whichever one comes first, left to right. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 plus 3 is going to give us 6. So these are your bell work answers, right? Take a moment. The biggest thing here is making sure you guys recognize how to do exponents. It's not 5 times 2, it's 5 times 5, which is 25. And also multiplication, division, same step, left to right. Addition, subtraction, same step, left to right. All right, so let's dive in. We're going to talk about why it's important to follow the orders. Otherwise, you won't get the right answer. This is the same picture we've seen over the last couple lessons. Please remember there's only 4 steps, not 6. Okay, and that will definitely help you be able to solve the problems below. Now, going into this particular modeling, there are 2 modeling examples here, right? A and B. What we'll do in class is we'll have one student model it. I'll do one. You gonna say hi? Okay, but for now, what I want to do is this. Come on, stop, buddy. Stop. Okay, I'm gonna do A and B. Right, I know it says here PEMDAS with the calculator, so please, if you have to use a calculator, please do so. If you don't have to use a calculator, don't. But it's always good to check your answers with the calculator, and we're going to dive into that more in other units of how to check your work with your calculator. Nias, I see you. We all see you. 1, 2. I'm gonna count to 3. If you ain't out of my window, it's gonna be a problem. Huh. This is so funny. Awesome. Let's dive in. Look at A. Note the future math self Mitchell. Look how beautiful your little boy is when he's young. Okay. 6 minus 2 squared plus 4 times 2 divided by 4 minus 3. There's a lot going on here. But notice that we have parentheses now, where in the past we didn't. So I'm going to deal with the parentheses first. Now, I really want you to understand that parentheses, it's just another way of saying groupings. Any type of grouping, it could be absolute value, it could be brackets, whatever that grouping is, take care of that first. So in this case, I'm going to take care of 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is going to give us 4 squared, right? Because notice I'm going to deal with that square in a little bit, but I'm just dealing with what the parentheses says. This is 4, and there's parentheses here that tell me this is multiplying by 2. divided by 4 minus 3. Okay? Now that I took care of parentheses, the next thing I need to do is see, is there any exponents here? And there are exponents. 4 to the second power. What is 4 to the second power? Now I want to point out something that's very important. Notice that I kept it in parentheses. Why did I keep it in parentheses? Because I wanted to show that if the answer was a -4, it would still be in parentheses like this. And it would be -4 times -4 here, right? But notice that it's a +4, but I kept parentheses to indicate if it was a negative, that whole negative would be raised to the power. Whereas this is not the same as this right here, okay? This says 4 times 4, and then multiply by that negative that's on the outside, okay? But diving back into our original problem, hold on, buddy, let me just finish this, and then I'll answer your question.
Are we going to now?
Yes, give me a second, okay? 4 squared is 16, plus 4 times 2, divided by 4 minus 3. Now notice here, I did 4 squared, right? 4 squared is really 4 times 4, that gave us 16, plus 4 parentheses 2, which means 4 times 2, divided by 4 minus 3. Now I'm left with addition, multiplication, division, and subtraction. I did the parentheses, I did the exponents. Now I ask myself, is there any multiplication or division? And there is, there's actually both, right? I'm going to do it from left to right. So which one comes first? Multiplication comes first, left to right. Not because it's M and D, not because of that, but because in my problem right now, there is multiplication before the division sign. Okay, so I'm going to deal with this multiplication first. 16 plus 8 divided by 4 minus 3. Now I'm going to do division. 16 plus 2 minus 3. And now I'm looking at addition and subtraction here, which whatever comes first, left to right. So 16 plus 2 is 18. Minus 3 gives me my answer of 15. Okay, so my answer here is 15. Okay, take your time, follow the 4 steps, double check to make sure you did it correctly. I think the biggest trip will be the parentheses here because it's brand new, but make sure you only answer that, keep it in parentheses, raise it to whatever power, if there is a power on the outside, okay, and do it step by step. Notice how I'm showing my work after each step. Notice I show my work after every single operation that I do. And it's because I'm showing you how you need to think about doing your work. Don't skip steps, please. Show all of your work. This should say show all work. Okay? I'm going to quickly go through B. In class, I would like an actual student to model this. So let's quickly go through it. This is going to be 10 minus 6. It's going to give us 4. It's going to have a parentheses here. It's 4 squared plus 4 divided by 2 minus 7 times 2. Okay? Now I'm going to deal with the exponent, 16. I'm going to write everything all over again. Notice, ladies and gentlemen, I bring everything down after I do one step. Okay? Now I'm going to look and see I have multiplication. I have division. Which one comes first, left to right? Division does. So I have 16 plus 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, minus 7 times 2. Now I'm going to take care of that the multiplication. Okay? And that's going to give me negative 14. Now I see I have 16 plus 2 minus 14. Addition, subtraction, left to right. I have 18 minus 14, and I'm left with the answer of 4. Okay? Take your time as you go through these problems. They could be very confusing. They could end up, you messing up in one little area will change your answer entirely. So what I recommend is even after you've done your answer, I like to go back and just rethink, okay, did I do this right? 10 minus 6. Yeah, that's 4. 4 to the second power. I wrote everything down right. Yes, I did. Okay, 4 squared. Is that 16? 4 times 4. Yeah, that's 16. And I go through each step to double check to make sure it's correct. Even me as a math teacher, even me as your teacher, I double check to make sure my work is completely accurate, okay? So take your time, begin to work on the independent practice. I'm glad you guys joined me. If there is any other questions, as usual, put them in our Google Classroom page. I will gladly look at it, get back to you. Once again, you guys are intelligent, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I will talk to you later.